Testing, testing, testing. What? Editing setting. Oh, now that's cool. Not exactly what I was looking for, but I was trying to have Sora create a cool, fun thingamawhatsit based on my avatar on here. It actually doesn't look too bad. I was hoping that it would use more of the aesthetic, but what the fuck is that? What is that abomination? And a lot of these aren't even words. It's just like a melted person. Okay, so today I didn't put on a song or anything just because I don't really care. But what I could do that. Just didn't want to have too many windows open, but let us see. Select your stream. All right, perhaps I can just do like a royalty-free search for some music. Background music. There we go. How about some jazz on, you know? Oh, this is some cafe music, huh? Jazz music, royalty-free, no copyright. Roughly 2 hours worth. I only need 1 hour. Very loud. All right. Now it's too low. All right, let me just make sure that my volume is fine. Now that I feel like that light is so much brighter than everything else around here. All right, so I can't find a lot of very good videos that like piss me off inside of YouTube Shorts. Plus, I don't want to run up against this weird filter that I hit yesterday. So I didn't let. I'm not gonna let the algorithm go too crazy. Maybe with Shorts it's different. Who knows? But we shall see. I think the music could probably stand to be just a little lower. Okay, well, I'm adjusting the volume inside of the OBS mixer, which is not what I should have done. It was too loud in my ear. All right. This first one is just, I think, kind of points out a sort of gripe that I have with, I guess, chefs. I guess mostly celebrity chefs specifically, but chefs in general. I find that a lot of the industry professionally after like a certain level, like you know, a certain tier of chefdom or professionalism or success or what have you, I think it's prone to a lot of posturing and bragging and almost like a dictatorial attitude towards people that you see as inferior or your subordinates. So like, just to point out the personality type of the people in this video.
You told me you wanted to cook this medium.
All right, that was very loud.
Rare. This is raw. It is blue raw.
It registered 127 in 3 different places.
I don't care what it registered.
So
There's nothing magical here.
I mean, I guess I would have clicked dislike if I engaged in that way with content. I don't ever really click like or dislike, and maybe that kind of, I think that kind of ruins my experience on here as a viewer. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who knows? We all behave in strange and different ways. Yeah. So it seems like this is a show, I think it's like MasterChef or something, where amateur level, give or take, chefs present food to judges that are presumably only due to their resumes, not necessarily demonstrated skills, celebrity chefs. So in this particular judgment phase, he's presenting a steak, and I think, as you see through the clip, an argument could be made that there's no reason for them to be judging it so harshly, and 127 seems like a really fair eyeball if I was to say what temperature that steak was done. I'm guessing he made it sous vide, reverse sear, some other trendy bullshit that people are using these days. But I think it's okay, and I don't think that they're taking it as it's okay. So
We are going to
yeah.
cook this medium rare. This is raw. It is blue raw.
It registered 127 in 3 different places.
I don't care what it registered.
Okay, so a couple of things happened there. This guy, I think a really good sort of scale to think about it is, do you know who this guy is? I don't, and I was a professional chef for almost 20 years. So the chances are that if I don't know who he is, and I have like a whole catalog of books, James Beard and bullshit, like whatever, I can throw a ton of names out there, and I still would not be able to recognize this guy. I'm guessing he's a restaurateur because the other, or like a fucking like sommelier or some bullshit, because he's amongst chefs. The other, that guy with the purple hair is a chef. And they tend to break it up like, oh, there's a chef judge, there's a business guy judge, and then there's a wild card. So I'm guessing that the accuracy was not in the temperature that the steak was cooked. I'm guessing that the guy's concern was like, oh, I'm saying I don't care what it was cooked to, it's raw. Not according to like USDA standards, not according to all the best chefs in the world. About 125 is when you'd want to cook a steak to, and if it's sous vide or if it's reverse sear, it's gonna look like that. It's gonna look a little bit more raw than it would have if you had cooked it, let's say, like, on a grill or in a pan. Just how it works. It does look raw. I will be the first to admit that, but I'm saying that the amateur chef is correct in everything he said so far.
There's nothing
And all that the other guy has said has been words.
It's a steak in, there's no jus. It's uninspiring. First of all,
And that, I think, is sort of his tell. That's a good way to tell that he's just kind of slinging bullshit. There's no sauce to dip it into. A good steak shouldn't need any sauce. I mean, it's great, if you have some variety, if you have a little thing to like spice it up a bit, that's fine. Absolutely, totally great. But you don't need anything. And there's no jus. Fuck off.
don't argue.
Yes, chef.
Nobody.
And so that the guy with the multicolored hair is already lost credibility in my eyes because he says don't argue. That's not how managers talk to subordinates in the first place. I don't care what program or what dynamic they have in this program. That's just not how you talk to people. Like, you don't argue. No. How do they expect anyone to learn anything if they're not gonna like welcome open discussion? And it's not like you can say anything you want. Like, you're not gonna just like allow people to cuss you out. But if the guy's just trying to defend himself, you just let him. If you are, as a manager, trying to allow somebody to, or trying to get somebody to admit to either a mistake or something they're guilty of, or if you're just trying to get them to dig their own grave, you let them. You just shush, and you let them talk themselves into a circle, or whatever they say might convince you. Whatever they say might be sensical and reasonable enough that it's all good, and then you just continue on with your day. But you don't just say, shush, no, shut up.
Eats ribeye. This steak's rare.
And that also is just a weird point. Nobody eats ribeye this thick, that rare. What? I mean, you can see it's only like maybe an inch and a half. It's like one rib, which is, I think, a lot of people. I have eaten several times. I've had the luck and the pleasure to eat several times. It was almost an annual tradition at the House of Prime Rib in San Francisco, in the city. And oh my God, the regular cut, I think the most average like sold cut was something like bam, like that, like it was like a, and they would wheel it out in these big like silver zeppelin looking things and just saw off like and they would say, do you want one rib, like when you like saw it off, and then they would even give you, if you ask nicely, here's a tip. If you ever go to the House of Prime Rib in San Francisco, a tip is you can request the bone. You can request the bone. Once they slice down and they slice enough off of the bone, because they serve it boneless, then you can actually ask for one of the ribs, and they've set them aside and they're sitting under the heat lamp getting all crispy and kind of like almost dried out a little bit. Delicious. But no, I mean, it's so weird to say nobody eats, what was it, prime rib? Because that, ribeye. He said nobody eats ribeye this thick. I just don't know why anyone would make that point. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. All right, so that's the first one, and then the second one, I just want to get sort of like an objective opinion from as wide a sample of people as I can, which, you know, isn't going to happen right now, but, you know, maybe in the future some people will watch back and see just me really just wondering how many different dog whistles can you spot in this one video, okay? Yeah. So this guy, I think I've stumbled across his reels before, and he just seems like a massive piece of shit. I guess he was like in prison, and now he talks about like what life was like in prison, and I think he does security or something. It's like those segments of like the reality shows where people are like, oh, I was a bank robber, but now I teach people how to increase their security at banks for a living. Stuff like that. But I think that's what he does. And I think they had like, it's just a nitpick. I think they had like a brand cover on their, like that doesn't look like the original. It looks like it was taped over or something. Whatever. Besides the point, I'm stoned. Obviously, I'm gonna pay attention to some small details that don't matter. So again, I have stumbled across this guy. He seems, well, I'll let the public be the judge. So let's let this clip speak for itself.
There was a guy in prison. So you don't have Google in prison. What you have is Ask a White Guy. So one time I remember we're watching Noah and Ark, and we're all sitting there watching, and this guy,
Noah and Ark,
black guy, and so as he's watching, at some point,
black guy had to specify that
on the Ark, the guy reaches into a cage and he like eats one of the creatures. He like bites his head off and he eats it. Noah's son is like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, we need them.
He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What? I'm hungry. He's, I'm starving down here." He's, "What? You just killed one of God's creatures." And he's like, "So what?" He's like, "You just wiped it out because you just killed the male or the female." The guy in front of me goes, "How come he say that?"
Now, I want to be clear. I have heard the argument from time to time that sometimes all you really do is just repeat exactly what you heard from a source. But I just want to let that hang. He's gonna do it again, and he's gonna do it more times than just once. So I'll let you be the judge.
Cox, how come he say that? Why he say that? If I mocked him, he might jump up and run up and just start smashing on me.
So I'm gonna stop pausing it here, but just in case you're not keeping track, we've run across at least 2, 3 dog whistles, I believe. I'll count them. We'll go back through it, but keep track. I think there's 3 so far.
So you don't say that. What you do is act like it's a normal question. So he goes, "How come he say that, Cox?" And I went, "Well," I said, "because they were only had so much space. There's 25 guys there leaning in." And I said, "They were only able to bring a male and a female." I said, "If you kill the male or the female. I said, there's no way to reproduce that species. He goes, what do you mean? And of course I'm explaining this to the guy, I realized, like, God, this guy's so stupid. And I looked at him and I said, that's what happened to the unicorns. And he goes, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, prior to nobody in the room says anything. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I heard that. I said, yeah, unicorns used to be as prevalent as
So the rest of this is kind of babble.
horses. And he's like, yeah, I heard that. I said, yeah. And
I
he
mean,
turned around and started looking, and I'm
oh boy. Okay, so where to start? Jesus fucking Christ. So I think if I was to look at this objectively, if I was to look at this from his point of view, I would say I'm just a guy who was in prison and I'm telling a story about a time that I was in prison. That's, I think, all that would go through my head. Now, I think there's a very large, complicated structure that is set up to enable people with bad intentions to look like this kind of person. It's too complicated to go into in the hour that I'd like to spend doing this, so I'll maybe save that for a longer form video. But what's at play here could be an innocent case of I was in prison, I'm telling my story, or what it could be is, to use the most simplified term that I can to describe this, propaganda. We shall see. But so far, he's specified that this was a story of him in prison, but when he said that, he wasn't talking about when I was in prison. He said there was this guy in prison. So anyone who's watching this short from the outside could reasonably assume that he wasn't necessarily talking about there was a guy in a prison I was in. Instead, it would just be him telling a story about a guy in prison. They instantly showed a black guy. Let's let that hang.
You don't have Google in prison. What you have is ask a white guy.
If it wasn't apparent that he was bringing race into this, he makes it apparent by trying to kind of flip his intent. Apparently, try to flip his apparent intent. He's trying to say, "Oh, I'm not talking about like, I'm not saying anything about black guys. I'm saying Google in prison is ask a white guy." Okay, so that's what I'm trying to set up. Google in prison is ask a white guy. Okay, it's not racist. I'm talking about white guys. I'm a white guy. It's all good. It's above board. It's not. That's why it's a dog whistle.
So one time I remember we're watching Noah and Ark, and we're all sitting there.
I don't want to nitpick on people's genuine mistakes, but he said Noah and Ark. Or Noah and Ark. Not sure where he got that from, but I'm sure he just misspoke.
We're watching, and this guy in
But he makes a comment later about it could be argued about how a certain group of people are stupid. And so that's why that sticks with me. So
front of me, black guy, and so as he's watching,
now that was edited because you can hear the audio. And I'm assuming that maybe he went on a little too long describing maybe the physical appearance or the social habits of said black guy. And maybe they thought like, okay, no, we'll definitely get a channel strike if we leave this in. Or maybe they had to edit it out for time because he went so far into detail for so long about it. Either way, doesn't seem like a good sign. I mean, he could have been saying like, this guy sitting in front of me, oh man, he was my best friend. We spent so much time together, he and I. We talked about our plans for when we finally got out, and about our girlfriends and our children and all this stuff. And you know, his favorite restaurant was Red Lobster, and we even talked about getting crab together sometime when we got out. He was my best friend. The black guy. See what I mean? Like, there's very few directions that you can take that. You know which direction it's going.
at some point, the stowaways on the ark, the guy reaches into a cage and he like eats one of the creatures. He like bites his head off and he eats.
So, I mean, I'm not going to suggest that that this is exactly what's happening, but I will kind of allude to the fact that it could be argued that maybe he's indicating that a certain group of people is either uneducated with the Bible, which he feels is like the be all end all, so he feels they're just uneducated, or he feels like that certain group of people is just like godless heathens, godless savages. Because the guy in this is asking from the perspective of, you know, why would he do that? And as if he doesn't understand morals, or he doesn't like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird, it's another dog whistle, but I don't know if it's like if it falls under the definition of dog whistle. I think it's just kind of a presuppositional like argument that he's making without anybody saying anything in the first place. I don't know if I'm sure there's a term for that.
Noah's son is like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we need them.
He's like, what are you doing? He's like, what? I'm hungry. I'm starving down here. He's, what? You just killed one of God's creatures. And he's like, so what? He's like, you just wiped.
They were conscientious enough of the toss of the YouTube terms of service to make sure to edit out the word killed, even though they're being blatantly racist in this. That's
it out because you just
super moral.
The male or the female. The guy in front of me goes, how come he say that, Cox?
So again, I don't think that in any of the stories that you could tell about any occasion that happened, unless it's exclusively necessary to the to telling the story, you don't need to ever incorporate some affect, especially if there's an entire group of people who could potentially see that as offensive into your story. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense to specifically pick that affect of voice unless you are trying to elicit a recognition of some stereotype. Another dog whistle. If we assume that he's trying to imitate the voice of a black man, then he's using what one could argue is his default assumption or perception of the voice of all black men, which to him is something out of a Song of the South. So he's kind of just filling all the check boxes for just kind of blatant racist piece of shit.
Why he say that? If I mocked him,
you see, like, whatever, just he says it with contempt, and it's obvious on his face, and it sucks. And immediately he associates black people with violence, like immediate violence. The second they hear something they don't like, they spring into violence, which has very clear modern connotations. Like there's a whole lot of stuff out there in the last few years that people have been saying that either support that presumption or try to propagandize with it or use it as a platform to disenfranchise, to increase hate, to there is no propensity to violence for anybody unless there's a motivation to obtain something. Survival imperatives include the capacity for empathy. That's just a thing. Like, I mean, we spent a long time learning that. Anyway, yeah, so other than that, I mean, he just goes about educating this savage on just shit about the Bible, about some Noah story. It's bullshit, and nobody should ever pay attention to people like that, let alone give them a platform. And that just happens to be what I believe, and I'm entitled to that. Gosh darn it. I wasn't gonna react to this one. I didn't want to do like blatant political stuff. I'm not necessarily against it, but I feel like there's a lot of channels out there that do like, oh, you know, the MAGA crowd is doing this, and though I would be among them if I was to do any type of activism, I am not like it's not like a media, I'm not media trained. Like I don't know. The only thing that I really have is like confidence in front of the camera because I know I'm not talking to anyone. If I thought I was, like genuinely, I'd probably be pretty fucking nervous all the time. But I don't, yeah, I take political stances, but I don't know how to argue those points in a convincing enough manner to say that I can take activism anywhere. So I just won't try. Though I can tell you about this caption, or the, I don't know what that's called on the screen. I think it's a caption, I assume. He's not going after the corrupt government. In order to agree with that, or in order to even look at that in a sense where you could accept it, you have to assume that the government is entirely corrupt and that every branch, and maybe not every branch, at least that all the departments that you've seen the Department of Government Efficiency go after, you'd have to assume blatantly, just without verification, that they're corrupt. And that includes that little island in the Pacific that hasn't done anything wrong. So I don't know. I believe that most politicians are corrupt, and that anyone with aspirations to power has the capacity to be corrupt, and that it's very difficult to get to a position of power without taking advantage of anybody along the way, whether there's some moral implication there or you took advantage of nameless corporations. Either way, I think overall taking advantage of any kind of system is not playing according to the rules. And if you're conservative, the name itself means that you want to follow the rules set up by, you know, whoever the founders are. In this case, the founding fathers. But that applies globally. Ooh, that's loud. I mean, I don't know enough of the stats to really debunk this in real time. I think I could probably pull some up. But I know that being unhealthy is not exclusive to people who eat meat. So there's 1,000 different factors that go into cholesterol killing people. It's usually, and per year, I'm guessing that's globally? Because there's no way that happens just in the US. So I have to wonder if there are stats that they're like kind of blowing up. Oh, these. Oh my God. I hang on. I saw this. So there's a number of reasons why. Shush. There's a number of reasons why the next one is, I would say, objectively evil. And I guess we'll go over it. No, I started over. I would just have to wait for it to go around again, I guess. I thought you could start this. Whatever. Okay, stop. Converting to a liberal. Let's just see how accurate this is, okay? I took the test a couple of days ago. I'm fresh off it, so let's see if any of this resonates with me. All right. Update my profile pic. Well, I could not honestly tell you how to update my profile pics for much of the platforms I use. I think I was able to, this old guy with the bird on his head that I use for a lot of things, I was able to take just from my Instagram, and I screenshot it. I don't know if you can use those like just kind of default as your profile picture, but I was able to screenshot it, I think, and then use that as a profile picture for a lot of my different things. But again, I don't remember, and I don't know technically really what I did to do that. I think I tapped on something on my phone, and that's about, yeah. I think I tapped on something on my phone. We'll leave it at that. So I don't resonate with that. I have not worn a mask since the national, it wasn't I think when they did the government, the federal worker mandate, I think when they lifted that, I stopped wearing a mask, which is a lot sooner than a lot of people, but I'm much less a conservative or liberal than I am I don't give a shit about a lot of people, including myself. And I know that that's an aberrant position to take, and that's not conducive to other people's health, and it's something that I'll probably have to work through. But that's just, I think, what I was feeling at the time. I think everyone was a little bit bitter after, you know, the restrictions were lifted, and like all the goddamn, like the MAGA people were in jail for January 6th and all that kind of shit. Like, I think there was like a sigh of relief, and perhaps, you know, people may have gotten swept up in that. But I'm fully vaxxed. I got like all my boosters. I got the current, there was an updated vaccination recently. I got that one. So, but no mask. Just trying to be as conscientious as I can with other towards other people, while keeping my own comfort intact, which goes back and forth. That's a weird one. I don't know, like, where that came from, the trope that it's only people on the left that dye their hair. What do they think their older people are doing? Like, everyone's dyeing their hair, and I get, you know, oh, well, we're not talking about natural colors. Okay, we're still talking about vanity, and we're still talking about, I mean, whatever the fuck crazy values you're saying are being violated by dyeing your hair crazy colors. Or if you're just trying to paint an entire group of people with one hair color, that's so weird. That's like, that's the same argument as, like, you know, saying that, you know, men can't become women, because that's not the argument that's being made. Like, they see one meme with someone with blue hair and they're like, oh, that's everybody now. Like, some douchebag alt-right podcaster or something probably said it one time, and now that's just a thing that stuck. It's so weird. But yeah, what a weird thing. 17th booster. What I would have to argue that I don't understand what the problem is with doing something, even if you don't believe it does anything. You have to believe it does something negative to take a stance against it. Because even if you don't believe that it really necessarily does anything, like if you're like, oh, I don't trust, you know, I don't trust that we should be forced to do these, I think the vaccines don't really do anything. There are people who took that stance, and there are people who would argue that's a straw man. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you wouldn't make fun of someone getting multiple boosters for a vaccine if you didn't think it harmed anything. If you thought it was just like whatever, then you'd be like, I mean, why would I care? If they want to do crazy compliant bullshit, then let them do that. I don't have to do it, so I won't. You know, if my job fires me, whatever, they fire me, like, get a different job. But like, that's pretty clear, the intent there. Troll conservatives. I do not recall, as I was going through the pipeline in 2012 to 2014, I do not recall any of those, like, you know, those videos where the people are out on the street and they have microphones and they go to talk to people, like, you know, I went and trolled crybaby liberals at a college campus, you know. They had those a lot of the time in those years. And I think in all of those videos that I had watched, which gave me a level of disgust for those alt-right figures that sent me down the path I went, none of them, none of the videos I saw were ever the other way around. It was never, and I would just searched generally. I just searched for like controversial videos, or I searched for, you know, because I was watching at the time. I was watching like All Gas No Breaks, where, you know, I don't watch them anymore because of the rape. But I did watch a lot of those man on the street. I think that's what they're called, man on the street interviews. And none of them were ever liberal, washes themselves in the tears of conservatives or anything like that. My feeling in terms of that is that the people who do those videos are taking the time to go out and get the content. They're taking the time to plan their route, plan where they're going, plan which activity they're going to go to disrupt in whatever way they think they're going to. And then they have to record and bring the stuff home and post it and edit it and all that kind of stuff. I know I'm speaking out of order on a lot of that stuff, but the point is they have to invest a lot of time into what they do. And true leftists, people who actually go out and are activists, they are busy being out and doing things. They're busy making change. And even if sometimes I agree that those changes are stupid, their right to do so is protected under the Constitution. And I think that's the only reason why you don't really see a lot of that stuff, is because they don't get pride from trolling people. The right does. They get pride from going out and being active in their communities and trying to get people on their side. Of course, there are people on either side of the argument on places like YouTube, like the Debate Bros or like the React streams, or, you know, even what I'm doing now. But they wouldn't exist if all those other guys didn't. If it was just a neutral space across the entire internet, nobody would feel the need to counter anybody else's arguments. But because we are, you know, human beings, we love to complain about things, and especially when those things are things that we don't recognize from our objective reality, or things that are hard to adjust to, or things that might resonate with us that we aren't ready to confront. We rally against that, and it's very popular with humanity to go against what we see as weird or different. Like, I imagine first time any group of white people ever saw a person with extra melanin in their skin, like, they were probably like, oh, you know, what the hell? I've never seen something like that before. And chances are somewhere along the way, someone reacted violently. And that's human history. Sometimes they thank God for it. Sometimes they damn God for it. Sometimes they, I don't know. Sometimes they get together and form communities over it. Hate on Trump. I mean, again, this is disingenuous. If you are accusing somebody of hating on Trump, then you've got to at least try to understand why in the first place. I think if you're saying, oh, you're just insulting, man, like you just don't get it, then I don't think that you're arguing in good faith, because you're not recognizing any of the objectively shitty things the man has done. And he's the president of the United States. Like, I think people come from the angle of like, well, I mean, you wouldn't expect Obama to act like that because, you know, he's a politician. So the fuck is Trump? Like, where do we get to a place of thinking that just because we like a person, it makes them just a regular guy? He's still a fucking, like, at one point he was a millionaire, and I would say that his debt far exceeds his income at this point, but he was at one point a millionaire, maybe a billionaire, but I would say maybe a single billion. But on paper, he's a man of huge success. And if we're not supposed to be idolizing corrupt leadership, then you have to be consistent. All leadership would fall under that category, including a guy that was like, hey, I'm just a regular guy. He's still fucking the president. office twice. Just be consistent. Yeah. Well, that has like a dark implication. I could pull the plug. You know I could. Wish me across the border one more time, motherfucker. See how I take care of your family member. Now imagine that you're a waiter in a restaurant and you are going up to your the table that you've been assigned, and you're like, "Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Kendra. I'll be here server today, and I just want to take a second to tell you about the specials. Today we've got a delicious porterhouse steak. Today we have the delicious lean or marbled Australian steak raw. Lean or the... Would you like the lean or the... Okay, so obviously no waiter would ever say anything like this. Waiter, would you like the lean or the marbled Australian steak raw, sir? Never would be a question. But he's already got his steak, it looks like. So, I'm not sure where we are in this timeline here. He has a bite in his mouth already, but it doesn't look like he took a bite. Oh, this is that thing that the motivational YouTubers do, or the motivational, what is it, Instagram reel guys do? They pretend they're eating something because they don't want to get sick, because if they eat raw beef, they know they might get sick. Like, I don't understand. The healthier cow. He's saying the healthier cow is the one that's raw. Healthier, okay. You already have the steak. Is he just recounting his conversation with the waiter? To whom? The cameraman? I burped. Oh my god, lots of fat marbling inside muscle tissue is a sign of diabetes in cows and as humans as well. Is he selling a course? I would bet bottles to buttons. I don't know if that's how that saying goes. I would bet bottles to buttons that I'm sure I've heard that accurately. Bottles to buttons. I don't know why I would just make something up that didn't exist. A waiter would never ask that. I don't know why you're thinking that any human being would say the sentence, "Would you like the lean or the marbled Australian steak raw, sir?" That doesn't even make sense. It's not even grammatically correct. And what is going on with his eye? What's happening with his eye? Something's wrong. The man needs to see an optometrist. Lots of fat marbling inside muscle tissue is a sign of diabetes. In what world? What? Like, I would be extremely surprised if this man could ever tell the difference between intramuscular fat, extramuscular fat, covering fat, a fat cap, feathering fat. I don't understand. Why do we think that intramuscular fat is a sign of diabetes? Let's maybe type that into Google. Is intramuscular fat a sign of diabetes? Like Wilfred Brimley does. Yes, excess intramuscular fat, also known as fat within the skeletal muscle, is known sign and potential contributor to type 2 diabetes and other metabolic health issues. While a certain amount of intramuscular fat is normal and serves as an energy store, excessive accumulation can lead to insulin resistance, a hallmark of type 2 diabetes. However, let's also acknowledge that there's like 1,000 different causes of diabetes or signs of diabetes. You can point to any one as being the sign or a sign of diabetes, but it takes a combo of things, including lifestyle and diet. And I don't think that there's a doctor that would agree that a raw steak diet is in any way better. Well, we don't know what his argument here is. I don't know what his argument here is. Perhaps he's trying to make the argument that you shouldn't eat. No, because that doesn't make sense. It seems like the argument he's making is that if you eat fat marbling from a presumably to him diabetic cow, that you'll get diabetes. Or what is he saying? He's saying I'll have the healthier cow. Healthy animals don't necessarily translate to healthy people, and sick animals don't necessarily translate to sick people. There are sick animals who are removed from the herd during the time that they're raising the cows in order to keep the other cows healthy, to make sure they don't get sick. At that time, they would probably put them on antibiotics. So arguably, if you're assuming that a cow inherits, or a person inherits the powers or soul or health of the cow once they've eaten it, that the one that's spiked with antibiotics, who is still sick, would maybe be the more healthy alternative than the cow that has less intramuscular fat and is otherwise just plainly healthy. That's just a weird. I'm guessing he's selling a course. That is my guess. Where is it? So I would normally assume that if he's replying to people with like, oh, I've sent a message, then he's like selling a course. But it doesn't. I don't know. Again, it's just a really weird stance to take. It doesn't make any sense, and he's not correct. Ow! I've seen so many posts like this. I think it's propaganda. I think either people are just kind of jumping on this sort of bandwagon, or it's just straight up propaganda. Propaganda. I didn't pronounce that with the R. Propaganda. 20% of women are childless by 44. Is that taking into account women whose children have left the home? What's 44 minus 18? 36? And wait. Yeah. I think I'm right. I don't know why I'm pulling out a calculator to do a simple subtraction, but that's where my stone brain is right now. 44 minus 18. 26. So even if you had your kid at 26, which is a very normal age, then of course they'd be out of the house by the time you're 44. So what a disingenuous statistic. If you're saying that 20% of women are childless by 44, maybe she doesn't mean childless. Maybe she means like, or maybe I'm thinking that her version of childless is assuming that once your kid's out of the house, you don't necessarily have a child anymore. Like I would have an adult member of the family. It'd still be my kid, my child or whatever, but I would probably just, I don't know if I would say that I'm with child if my kid has left the house. I guess that's some semantics. 33% of millennials and 16% of Gen Z own a pet. Is that possibly because childcare has become more prohibitively expensive than owning a pet, perhaps? Let's be real, moms, and not leave our assets to Rocco. Well, no owner outlasts their pet unless you're a a parrot, or a turtle, a tortoise. I don't get it. There's just no reason to make this argument. I think that people have the potential to be both pet owners and moms. Don't get it. There's just no reason to make it. Remember when Trump won in 2016 and everyone on the left cried, and then we proceeded to have the best 4 years in over 2 decades? Well, if I look at the reality, because I have learned stuff about how the government works, I can recognize that the 4 years initially that Trump was in the office, the first time, the first term, were good for the man on the street, were good for people's wallets. But the only reason that is because it was set up that way by the Obama administration. The argument that this person is trying to make is that because Trump won, the preceding 4 years were the best in 2 decades because of his policies. It was actually his policies that led us into one of the worst recessions since the Great Depression, and it was his policies that led to his bungling of the pandemic that claimed the lives of, as far as I'm remembering at last count, 1.8 million people, arguably a large proportion of which could have been avoided had he handled the situation better. So, I mean, his success now was entirely dependent on Biden setting things up for him in the previous 4 years. If you know nothing about how the government works, you are absolutely forgiven for thinking that how things work is immediate. It's not. It takes, from my last memory, when I was like growing up, during the Bush years, it took 8 years for things to happen, for policies to go through, and for politicians to rotate out and things like that. I think it's less time now, but it takes time for those policies to go into effect. What was the lowest that gas was in the height of the pandemic? I believe it was something like $2. It was like 2 something. And how could anyone take a look at conspiracy theories like Bigfoot and aliens? Because there's a big overlap between these conspiracy groups. I'd bring them out of nowhere just because it's just something that I love watching, because there's a big overlap. The overlap between conspiracy groups and conservatives or the religious, there's a lot of overlap there. And if you are the kind of person that buys into conspiracy theories like Bigfoot, aliens, Skinwalker Ranch, things like that, then why wouldn't you also be very, very concerned about the very real seeming conspiracies that are happening within your own government? And I'm not talking about the ones like Pizzagate. Like, that's been disproven time and time and time again. I think they even dismantled the building at this point, or it's being used for like something else, like a daycare or some shit. Whatever. The point is, it's tired. It's ridiculous. And I think that you should probably shift your focus to like the $3.8 billion deal between Kushner and the Saudis. That really seemed like a quid pro quo. The claims of blackmail to find dirt on Joe Biden that then evolved into a plot to use his son's laptop to dethrone the Biden crime family. I wish that we were consistent. I wish that people could like look at the situation that we live in and go like, I understand that things are screwed up. I understand that there are people on both sides that do not have our best interests in mind. And I think that what we need to do is we need to section ourselves off as just people and figure out a way to make the government work for us and the values that we hold dear, and then come up with the common values instead of like how the right tends to pretend that they have these values, like calling the left, the people on the left who claim to be Christians, they're false Christians, or they're demons, or they're like baby killers. Like anyone who votes for liberal policies can't be a real Christian. I've heard that so many times. So what I think would be helpful is if we just take whatever tenets we can all agree on and not bring bad faith to the table, which is going to be the hardest part to overcome. Like, say, you know, the discussion of keeping church out of state. I believe personally that it's a religious person's right to believe whatever the fuck they want. They can believe anything, and I even go so far into freedom of speech that I believe that Nazis in the street should be able to throw up the Nazi sign and out themselves so that the rest of society can shun them. I would much rather that people just dig their own graves and let society shun them properly the way that they should be. But again, a lot of bad faith going around. There's a lot of like manipulation. Oh, she is outside. I have a feeling that she's probably eating a bunch of sticks out there. I hear something. Ita. I hear something that sounds like a dog chewing a thing they're not supposed to be chewing. I know I trailed off on that last argument. I'll be right back. And she was outside eating sticks again. Can't blame her, you know. I'm sure that the sticks are very delicious. I'm sure that she's, you know, I might eat a bunch of sticks if I was a dog, especially a dog that's only what, 7 months old, something like that. Ugh, God, I take this allergy spritz stuff. It's this, not an endorsement. They're not sponsoring me. I cannot show their name. I can. I don't know what would be stopping me, but I don't want to give them free advertisement. But it's not an antihistamine. It is. Oh my God! Do you see how old I'm getting? I have to. This is how I have to read things now. Oh my God! Hang on, I got a speck on my glasses. I gotta take care of. See what I mean? This is, see what the. Heading right into dad territory, like right just smack dab in the middle. I can't, I wish I had these ring lights like everywhere. Glucocorticoid. Nasal symptom reliever, nasal spray. Yeah, so, oh no, here it is. Flu. This is what I've seen in the brands like Claritin, I think is one of them. But yeah, there's a bunch of brands that do like all these like allergy stuff, but it's, some of it is centered around antihistamine, and which histamines are the things that make you like have the watery eyes and the hay fever and all that kind of stuff. Histamines are like those little receptors that say like, you know, oh God, we're experiencing allergies, and a histamine reaction is when the hay fever is like, that's when you experience allergies, or for me, asthma, big time. During this time of like, if you notice me pausing when I'm saying stuff, it's because I'm trying to catch my breath, because my lungs don't absorb oxygen. Like, I guess this is all stop eating wood. It's all self-diagnosed, so it's not, I didn't get I mean, well, the asthma is not. When I was young, I had an allergy test because there was like some night that I couldn't breathe, and they gave me an emergency inhaler, and it worked. And so they were like, "Oh shit, you know, you might be having allergic reactions." So my mom wasn't sure what it was, so she got me an allergy test, and we found out that I was allergic to pretty much everything that occurs between the months of, I would say, November, maybe October, and June. So for like 6 months out of the year, I am just spritzing nasal stuff. I thought for a while that I had a nasal spray addiction, but then I realized that the people who were using nasal spray weren't using stuff like I was. I was like, I thought that the addiction, because this is like a clinical thing, I thought the addiction was spritzing things up your nose, but it's not. It's a drug dependency on the things that you're spritzing. And so I mistakenly thought that I was like, oh man, I feel like I need this every day. I might be experiencing a dependency on this like nasal allergy spray. Obviously that wasn't the case, but I was pretty embarrassed when I found out that that was not a thing that I was experiencing. It's fine. Embarrassed in a light-hearted kind of way. And I welcome that kind of embarrassment. You know, like a prank between two friends, or like a... Oh man, I used to love those, remember those, like the TV shows, like, what was it? America's Funniest Home Videos, AFV, eventually turned into with Tom Bergeron. Those are really fun though. I did mean to, this almost fried my video card yesterday. I did mean to go for Ultra Performance. Should I limit FPS? I think limiting FPS helps. I think. I don't remember, but we'll see. Oh, turn VSync off it though. What the fudgeronies? I could... Yeah, she's just eating sticks out there. She's a stick-eating fiend. She's a what's like something that munches sticks that's not like a beaver? She's larger than a beaver. Perhaps a musk ox. I don't know if I don't think they eat sticks. An elephant? She's not that big. Why am I going on and on about what kind of animal my dog is? She's a dog. Alright, so I guess I didn't really like how things looked on medium graphics, but I do want things to run smoothly. Let's just take a look at one of the heroes. It doesn't look that bad. And it's running real buttery smooth right now. I don't hear a lick of confusion coming from my video card. Why are you still flashing? This charger was flashing like it was about to explode. The flashing wasn't getting faster or anything. It was just kind of... But I didn't like it. It was menacing. So it doesn't look like this is that bad quality. As long as I'm keeping everything running smoothly, I don't really care what it looks like. Fidelity is important for like those big grand scale games. I don't know why I'm looking for all this stuff right now. I should just be playing the game. So what we can target next would have to be, I guess, Duelist. Oh, but Black Panther. I'm not. I suck at Black Panther. I'm really good with ranged, like sniper types. Really good. I'm not like really good. I'm pretty decent with sniper types. 6 enemies in a Doom match. I think that's the like death match one. I will sacrifice it to get that skin. Ah, yeah, it's the deathmatch one. Fudge. And I can just play it, right? I don't have to win. Defeat 6 enemies. Okay, I can do that in one. That's easy. God, I hate them. I gotta do it. Fermentus. Oh, but first, let's do a ceremonial toke of the weedy pot of the pot weedy bong. Peep pubble. Ceremonial. Inaugural. That's how you begin things, right? An inaugural pull from the Toke Bon Jovi of the Potweedus. You have to find some sort of creative manner of talking about stuff, because you don't want to seem like, yeah, I saw you. You were out there eating sticks. Oh, and okay, she's wasn't even coming in for me. She was just going into the other room. Totally fine. I don't feel rejected or hurt. Totally fine. I just clean your poop all the time. That's fine. Feed you. Give you unconditional love. Sometimes pups, they just grow up too soon. Then they enter that awkward, rebellious teenage phase, and they want nothing to do with you. Like there's that commercial where they talk about, what is it? I think it's HPV or some shit. And they're talking about like kids' phase of life, and there's one where this woman like goes to hug her son. Hello, crazy. She goes to hug her son, and the announcer's like, and there it is, the side hug. And he like, he's clear, because he's like, oh, hugging my mom's not cool anymore. Girls, they're disgusting. So my mom's a girl, she's disgusting. Whatever kids say these days. Nah, fam. Cap. That's Cap. Nah, fam, that's Cap. Riz. Something like that, I think. But yeah, it was that. It's that sort of attitude I'm detecting from her. She also takes her toys outside to drop into the dirt where all the poop there's poop out there that I just haven't cleaned up yet. And she like smacks it around in the dirt, then brings it back in. She's seasoning it. Which I don't quite understand. I'm still trying to posit on the psychology of all that. But it is hilarious. And she's been digging like these big ass holes in the back. I don't think she thinks that we know. I think that she assumes that we're just agnostic to the whole thing. But I notice. A father always notices. Not sure what kind of accent that was, and not sure what I was referencing. I'm not even one of those people who says that like, oh, I have my fur babies. I don't consider myself a parent. I consider myself a dog owner. That sounds insensitive. They are members of my family, and I am like still super not okay that my oldest one just passed. So some issues there. So if yesterday is any indication, we'll probably have time to get to like 4 games, something like that. Which I may just end up doing whole days of rivals because it's fun. I normally am not able to concentrate on describing, like, talking about stuff, because that, to me, that's what's entertaining, and so that's what I'd like to project. But I don't get as much of a kick of just like watching streamers like just play a video game, especially when it's a shooter, because there's a lot of like micro and like focus that it takes to land some shots sometimes. I'm not saying that like people who do that stuff are super skilled or anything. I'm just saying that it's hard to divide your attention like that. But yesterday I was able to kind of keep track of what was going on and felt good. Still was able to perform okay. Got MVP at least once. I think it was with, who was it with? Invisible Woman. Very cool, because that was the first time I think I'd ever played with her after actually understanding her skill set. Because it did not make sense to me when I first took a look at it. That hero, the menu here, where you look at heroes' abilities, this is probably the worst UI element menu, or whatever technical term you can use for that I've ever seen. So unnecessary, the amount of just detail and polish and fluff. And like, I'm sure that some people probably see that as a good thing, but just tell me that, just give me the F1 menu. Just give me the, is that possible here? No. Just give me the F1 menu. Like, that's all I think most people need. You don't need to show like videos of what the abilities do. Like, that's all just unnecessarily. It allows you to be like, you know, okay, well, let's tack on an extra 6 hours of labor for the guy that designed, for all the people that designed every element of this. And to me, that seems like a waste of money and labor when you could have been paying attention to other things. Like giving Venom a better skill set. Which is the same gripe I made yesterday, but this was the best time to say it. It was very appropriate. All right, I am just packing the bowl here, and then I will get to getting, and then we will jump into a game. Get to getting. I know that isn't a commonly used phrase. Get to getting. But it sounds nice and I like it. So I'm going to stick with it. So I have to bring this, the particular strain that I am currently working on right now is called Ice Cream Punch. I do not recommend that anyone ever gets it. It is, the buds are so it's one of those like powerful strains. It's like it's got 28% THC, I think, and I only got it because it was the cheap. There's like this local place that I used to work at that does $30 ounces, and lately I think they've been trying to recoup some costs, so they've been doing $36 ounces, which is still pretty darn good. And so sometimes they move their A buds through their $36 ounce deal because they're just not selling, or for whatever reason. So Ice Cream Punch is actually one that's been around since I was working there, which does not bode well for the quality of it. But it's fine. I don't super care about quality. I will take whatever the cheapest is, but I just happen to know that the place that I get it from sometimes has better quality stuff than your other. And it's, again, $36 an ounce is dirt cheap. If you live in any other state than Oregon, you're not going to find prices like that for this quality stuff. So it's worth it. All right, I'm going to cheers it up. Give me a moment. I got to drink some water, then I got to cheers it up, then I'm going to drink some more water. Try to clear this bowl in as few pulls or rips, I guess, would be more accurate. As few rips as possible. 1 second. Cheers. Well, I couldn't clear the chamber like normal, but it's because I'm focusing on a lot of different stuff at once. I bet you anything if I went out there right now and I tried to see what she was doing, she would be digging a hole. Or working on one she's already started. You heard her name. She came in. I think she's gonna attack me. And wow! Crazy. She only barks when she's happy. She barks when she gets like super excited. The other one coughs when she's really happy too. Don't bug her. She's off limits. The other one's like, she's older, the blonde one that she's currently fucking with right now. She's a little older. She's like 10, 11. And so she's not really in the mood to play much anymore. They're just bothering each other right now, I think. There's just... They're doing the roommate thing, doing the sister thing. Don't stare at me. I call them... she's still staring at me. I can see her in the monitor. I call them Golden Girls. They're the Golden Girls. It's cute. It's a cute old man thing to do. It's very cute. I'm cute. Oh, so what? It's a cute old man. Oh, I'm just a cute old man. Maybe. I think my wife's the one that first suggested that, so she's the cute one, but still. It's a cute concept, damn it. Sorry, I know I'm stretching this out even more than it needs to be. I'm just trying to clean the glass piece so I don't have to clean it later. Always best to clean the resin off of shit when it's still warm. Then you can just soak it up into a paper towel or a Q-tip or a cotton ball or whatever and don't have to worry about it. Then you stay nice and squeaky clean. All right, I've put it off long enough. It is time to play. Sorry it took me so long. Before I start, I'm kidding. Alright, so I gotta do giant-sized brain blast. What is that supposed to be? I'm confused. First to reach the target score. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Okay, so I gotta... Did you bark? I think it was a different one that barked, but... There was a pup that barked. I think I just have to kill 6 enemies, or defeat 6 other heroes. But who to be? That is the question. Someone with self-healing? Oh, duelist. There was a duelist challenge. Dealing damage. But who's the best damage dealer in my skill set? Duelist. I guess Hawkeye? Scarlet Witch or Hawkeye? Who can I kill reliably? Who can I kill 6
You're on your own this time,
with?
so choose wisely.
Hero. Or Hawkeye.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3.
He's a little ghost dog.
1.
Hello. Ow!
Becoming an Avenger was the best thing I've ever done.
Hello?
You've got one job. Take down
Hello?
as many enemies as you can.
We got company.
Stop! Stop killing me! It was Scarlet Witch is probably the move. It's a warm-up round, you know? No, Bluetooth, don't go out. No. My Bluetooth. Why is it always when I'm in the middle of something? No. Stay away. Not so good against Shang-Chi, Iron Fist. I say them both because I'm never sure which one
We are done when I
in
say
particular
we're
that one
done.
is. I always forget. Come on, it shouldn't be this hard.
Back, guys. Punch in the hole.
Oh my god. I'm not hitting shots like, you know, as because she's got that it like
Shoulder.
attaches to me.
Behold, Dark Child!
I gotta be better. Help. Okay, you can't just like run in here like a bat out of hell. It's crazy. You're crazy.
Sonic boom. Never miss.
Damn it. Is that Thing's ultimate? Pretty cool. It's collaborating time.
Back, guys. Nowhere to hide.
Okay. Can we not, please? That's unkind to to double up on me like that.
Nowhere to hide. I think I twisted
The
my
other
shoulder.
team needs to eliminate 6 more players.
I mean, I guess I could have played as a different hero. Or I could still change. I'm sure that you can.
The other team needs to eliminate 5 more players.
Making the cut. I'm in good. Nowhere to hide.
Oh, come on. I am getting farmed by Iron Fist? I think it's Iron.
Let's try this again.
The other team needs to
I think
eliminate
I
4
always
more players.
think that it is Shang-Chi, so I think it's Iron Fist. Get away from me.
We got company.
Get away from me. Get away.
Came in handy. Nowhere to hide.
Get away. Get away. I'm definitely not getting the picks. I'm glad that I'm not playing on a team right now because I would be extremely disappointed in myself.
The other team needs to eliminate 3 more players.
I don't think that counts for me. Ooh, shutdown. Are you live again, or is this a different magic? I don't know that I will have killed 6, and I don't know if
Eliminate 2 more.
assists count.
The other team needs to eliminate 1 more
Where?
player.
Where's everybody? I'm ready. Oh no! Okay. That's fine. We'll try again. Iron Fist. See, it's Iron Fist, guys. It's Iron Fist. I determined it. Why? See, why so many? Unfair. So far down on the roster that I didn't even get onto the big up board. well, let's. Who was that? Ronnie? I guess I'll put the Doom match on a back burner until I can actually hit my shots. Let's just do a quick match for now. I wonder if I at least hit the damage total for that other challenge. I should have checked.
You'll need a top-notch
But I did not.
team to win this one.
All right, let's go with still a duelist. I regretted not picking Scarlet Witch last, but I am not very good with her, so we shall see. I keep saying that I'm not very good with many different heroes. Oh, it want Human Torch? I can do that.
Brightest in the sky.
Human Torch.
Step aside and let a real hero show you how it's done.
Bye, guys. No.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Whee! Aw, you can only fly so high.
Did you bring your squirrely little
Hey, don't be.
I mean,
Hey.
you met me? Dippy toe.
I think she was getting into something she shouldn't be getting into.
I don't speak squirrel.
What are you doing? Crazy? Crazy little beast? You crazy little beast?
The battle starts in 5,
Crazy.
4, 3,
I was gonna pick you up.
1.
You didn't want me to. I was gonna pick you up.
They don't
I
look
can't play with you, I'm sorry.
Reality is
Crazy beast.
again? Guess it must be Tuesday.
We lost their shield.
If you have dogs,
No worries. I've got your back.
you know how precious it is.
Dodge this.
Saw it coming.
Get flamed.
This was Khonshu's will.
I
I'm counting on you, friends. You're halfway there. Keep going. Anyone willing to help?
I think people are willing to be convinced that Human Torch didn't exist until they are killed the first time, but why am I just I'm shooting like so far over.
Enemies on approach.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Doesn't matter.
Don't step on lava.
Oh, come on, I didn't attach any of those
Vehicle reached
together.
the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
See, this is what I was talking about. It's hard to hard to walk, talk, and chew bubble gum at the same time.
Don't step on lava.
Come on, there we go. Don't step on lava. Is that Emma? I don't want to necessarily be focusing on Emma.
Don't step on lava.
What am I?
That school lady has like a shotgun sort of. A shotgun, scatter shot, fire dealy. I know that all of that made sense, alright? Don't ever talk to me, you're my child. That's a meme. That's a meme. I know what memes are. Oh, Cap.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Dodge this.
You got my back? Spider-Man.
Us again. Us again. Alright, get it moving.
Halfway there. Keep going.
Let's cook some more.
We get it
I stay in the back.
city?
I do not get killed.
Spiders?
Sorry if I'm like clearing my throat in the mic. That's. I know that's rude.
Almost there.
Do not mean to be doing.
We gotta reboot, Tony. We need to. Here comes trouble.
Don't hit me with that.
Don't step on lava. Supernova.
Cap, I can take you down with that. No.
Get that vehicle moving again.
No kills. No kills me's. No kills me's. Damn, Cap. Like, stay out of here. Did they change that? Was that, ever like a splash attack? The shotgun thing that seems to be the norm? Oh no, I die. I die. I die. Goodbye.
Okay, how about we try this again?
Cute little shark ass motherfucker. Is that Happy Birthday? I was trying to figure out what the song was.
Now I have to be your squirrels. Don't step on lava.
See, I like the idea that hello again. I like the idea that other heroes don't tend to really like look what's underneath their feet, which Stand and Fire is one of the oldest things that has gotten people into trouble in video games, so I'm glad that it's like a mechanic that one can use. Oh god.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Can use in the case of this game, etc.
Ooh, that felt nice. No. Now I have to be your squirrels.
Die!
Let's cook some more.
That Emma is good at not dying. That is certainly a thing. And I think some of these fire patches might be hidden, or might kind of like... No, I don't think I've played as Johnny Storm enough to really know what's going on with him. I think I kind of messed that up. I could have probably used that as a thing. Like you damage with that. Die, shark! Oh, I hope it... Yeah, assemble. Do it. All of you get into one spot.
My friends are here.
What are you doing? It always freaks me out when my dogs do that because it makes me feel like there's like a thing, like a critter underneath my chair or something.
Clearly, you needed some.
A critter! There's a critter underneath my chair. Yeah, don't come past that really well-placed fire line.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Don't do it, because you will get burned if you do. Oh yeah, I'm so glad that those other ones lasted long enough. That's really what I meant to have happen. Yeah, don't be standing in no corner. Oh no. The rest of my team is dead. Oh, where? I heard that. Why are you coming after me? No, no. Does this guy have just like a vendetta against me? Like what? Does he think that this is productive for his team?
Pulse charge, fire.
I mean, I'm willing to entertain it. The Spider-Man?
Dodge this.
Is that Spider-Man? I can't really see that well. My eyesight just sucks. No, that's Cap. No, that's Black Panther. Yeah, guide your spear. Have him guide your spear. Fast, guide my spear. What if he had been mistaken and said sphere? Oh.
Fire mode.
Tremble.
Only 60 seconds.
Take that, Cap.
Hey, check out this big acorn.
My other armor can do that too.
Die, shark.
Anything standing your way.
I got the phlegm.
Can't handle the heat?
You're up, little one.
Then get out of the kitchen. Or wait, we're outside. We're not in a kitchen, but get out of the kitchen. Get out of the
Dr. Richards,
outside of the doors. Get out of the outdoors kitchen.
this is your big chance.
Ah, you guys forgot that I actually had a third skill, didn't you? Well, so did I. No, I'm not gonna use my ultimate, but okay.
Final 10 seconds.
That is Cloak and Dagger, right? Oh, I'm trapped.
Fighting until we have a winner.
That wasn't gonna kill her. That was. Ah!
Another epic victory. Big win.
We won because I did that. I don't think that I really did anything. We won because I did that. How'd we do? Not bad damage wise, but oh, not bad kills wise. Did good. You guys all good? Where's the weirdo? Oh, she's probably outside again. And I didn't get MVP or anything. Come on, Marvel. Match found. That's one thing that I never really found with Overwatch. They
Right heroes could make
didn't
all
really
the
seem like
difference.
I was able to find matches consistently. I don't know if that's just like a programming thing or if that's like, yeah, I don't know. What is happening? They're all weirdos. Let's see, we got DPS.
Science solves
No, I don't.
problems.
Oh,
I never wanted to be Iron Man. Guess we better save
Iron
the
Man.
world again.
I'm not very good at Iron Man, but we shall see. What we can do. What's the team up though?
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
I hope he doesn't need anything from me for this particular team up.
With you, perhaps.
Because I don't remember.
Give them a chance to know the true you, and they will see the error of their ways.
Guys,
If you knew who I have become, Father. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Those guys are about to shoot at us.
Become vulnerable. It is in the interest of all mutants that we succeed this day, and so we shall.
why is he eulogizing?
That's me. Don't mind me. I'm just dying. Look out below.
That was I think Magneto was just like telling stories or some shit. Like more power to him, you know. That's he's spending this time that he can. He's on the earth to be vulnerable, and gotta give him some credit for that. Look out below. Zap. Oh. I saw that. I saw it coming a mile away. Zap! Zap! Zap him! That I do not have the best sensitivity. Mouse. Yay! Come on, you are so— we're so desperate to have friends. Now she just cannot stand having a new system. Some bullshit. No, don't attack me. I'm not worth it. No, no, I'm not worth it. Don't fuck with each other. What on earth? Is that Wolverine?
I've got Spider on standby.
Did I go the wrong way? Oh no. Suck rays.
Oh, you thought you got rid of me. Think again.
Us against the world. That's 3.
I bet they were like, why use that on me? Just little old me. Because I didn't see anyone else grouped up. Zap! Get zapped. I don't want to kneel. My name is Neil. Come on, Squirrel Girl. We've done this dance.
Ready to put on a show.
Powering up. Anyone say fireworks?
Fire mode.
I don't think that there's like an amount of damage that would overcome all of her like just bullshit. I mean, not bullshit. It's, you know, it's what it's supposed to be. Like, you know, supposed to be a counter. Why did I do that? I left the battle. I was doing just fine. Spider-Man's. I'm really curious as to what my dog is doing outside right now. She can't be up to any good. She's got to be doing something sneaky or nefarious, messing with rocks or bones or something. She's been known to do it. Oh, come on. Don't make me chase you, please. That's the thing. My you know, my reactions aren't as good as they used to be. I'm old. Well, that definitely did not damage him as much as I wanted it. Spider-Man! Pictures of Spider-Man.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
I think actually probably that my sensitivity is too high.
Another epic victory. Big win.
Okay, now two of the dogs have disappeared from view. One of them heard. One of them heard what I was saying. You crazy. Oh. All these dogs, so crazy. So crazy. Ow. Ow. Hey. Not cool. What are you sitting for? Thinks that like I'm offering this little one up as like a sacrifice. I said that. Yeah, she did. Dog behavior, you know? How did we do? How did we do, huh? I don't play as Iron Man very often, but I found that one to be a little bit more enjoyable. Oh, baby! Triple! Don't bug each other, please. Just be normal. Just be like regular. What's up? Almost there. Duelist. I think I've been playing as Duelist. I think we're on track. Weird dog. Weird dogs. Weird dogs indeed. House of Jalia. Not sure how to pronounce that. I will not try again. We're still in the Duelist category. I guess Punisher. I haven't played as Punisher in a while. I'm not really good with the melee heroes. Is the Thing a tank? Yeah, he's a tank. So yeah, okay.
I'm the Punisher.
I'm not a hero. I'm the Punisher. I like the idea of the Thunderbolts 2025. Though I don't know. The jury's out. The jury's gone out on whether or not Marvel Thunderbolt is going to be good for the AMC to the U. But we'll see. It's coming out, I guess, in a few days, right?
You might be surprised where.
Not necessarily sitting on my hip bones anymore, so move the camera down.
The battle starts
Is it
in
Vocal
5,
Fry, I think?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Ow! Yeah, that hurt my back.
Capture the mission area. Got it?
Gotta remember, shift changes weapons. Owie! Oh no! Went backwards. Poof!
Out of sight.
Render me assistance.
That one hurts.
Heavy weapons. I'm in
I was wondering why I couldn't.
You're quite welcome.
La 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 la. I'm a turret man. Did you say you'll need to make me? Okay, that was not a good idea. That was an ill-conceived plan because I didn't have a good line of sight. I mean, just yourself? That doesn't seem very smart.
I like the cold.
smoke screen. Looks like bullets break your magic.
Yep.
Need some ranged firepower.
Bullets break magic. Aw, damn it. Did I waste this again? Damn it.
Get that vehicle to its destination.
It's fine.
Smoke screen.
I wish you had the option of not flying backwards when you do that.
Get in there.
But I don't imagine that there would have been any other alternative to that. Again!
Triumphed, as always. Cheering for my friends.
Owie!
Bogeys incoming.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Doctor Strange!
Watch me soar.
Too bad.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
No. Guys bother each other. Yeah.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
She wants to be a family member, and the existing pups, they've gotten into their groove. They're not really into entertaining none of that shit.
Woo! I
That
never
was-
miss.
Okay.
A nice deep freeze.
Oh, I bungled that. Oh, I bungled that real bad. Yep. And then I didn't even think to use my smoke bomb.
No worries.
I was just trying to create an avenue and did not really think about the fact that it was going to launch me forward too. So
Get that vehicle moving again.
switched to my shotgun too slow, and it did not endear me to the situation.
Battlefield ready again.
Okay. Admit
That's
it.
what this is for. Hit scan, hit scan, hit scan. Get hit scanned.
Heavy weapons.
I think I can probably just use my... Nope, let's not do that. Let's not. Can we not? No! Oh my gosh. That... Damn it. That was my bad. I definitely activated that at the wrong time. I thought I was... He came up behind me though. I guess maybe it might be a little understandable that I kind of fucked up a little bit. No, please don't. I know.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
No, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, he designed for the backline. He does a good backline job. I guess I can't complain about that. I can just lead, I guess, with my shotgun this time.
Psionic burst. Psi,
What are you guys
we
doing?
need you back.
How do I use this again? No.
I still need you.
You know I never wanted to hurt you. Your transgressions have revealed this.
Oh God!
A nice deep freeze.
Don't get away from me.
The fool's pack.
Keep forgetting to like make sure that I'm checking all of the angles for Spidey.
This place out.
Watch me soar.
Heavy weapons. I'm in love.
I don't know if that was a good idea.
That one hurt.
What? What do you want? My dog is just trying to get my attention. What do you want? What's going on? And where you at? I'm like, ah, no!
I'm shipshape.
Spider-Man, he's been so mean to me. Stay away.
Armed and dangerous!
No.
Out of sight!
Again.
Get that vehicle moving again.
I think all this jumping is helping me. I'm doing a very good job of jumping around. No! It didn't save me against Spidey, but it saved me against Bucky, so that's good. At least I know that strategy works to some extent. I'm definitely not gonna get top kills this round. That is a pipe dream. And I don't think we're gonna win.
Smoke up.
Probably.
We cannot fail this empire.
I guess I could try to flank. I'm not so good at flanking because I'm not sneaky. I'm not sneaky.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Double KO.
Get Frank Castle.
I should be singing lullabies.
Get Frank Castle.
Turn around, quick. That one hurts. You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Never miss.
I guess that ult wasn't too bad. Could have been better, but
Keep up the momentum.
good.
I am bring on the
I need to actually get the picks instead of just trying to damage things. I need to get the picks that will actually result in the kills. That is why I am here. I'm just telling myself, trying to develop my mantra, you know.
Watch me soar.
Just don't come in. Like, just don't like go in there. No, Spider-Man, please.
I suggest
He seriously waited for me to be done.
Extended my deployment.
Spider-Man. He's good. He's good. He's certainly traumatized me.
I should be singing lullabies. That's it. Don't let anything stand in your way. Only 60 seconds left.
Kill me, Spider-Man, please. Wait. That's right, you stay away.
Let's go.
Spider-Man. Yeah, we got him. I'm just gonna keep covering that corner. Make sure they know that I'm here and willing to protect my friends. What is that? My favorite kind?
don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
No, Spider-Man.
The final 10 seconds.
I mean, I guess I could just try to be better at escaping with the zip line, but I shouldn't have to, damn it. I should have better aim. I try to. It takes sensitivity down a little bit. It's, yeah, I guess it's a little bit.
What do I do for an encore?
Need some ranged firepower.
Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Oh god!
Well,
It saved me a
them all.
almost embarrassing further loss to Spider-Man. So I feel a little more grateful that the round ended. 15 kills, not bad. Could have done better. I have done better as Frank Castle before, so a little bit of an ego hit there. It's all good. Yeah, damage was way low. Accuracy 14%. Oh my gosh, I am just not doing it right now. But got the result I needed. Yay! All right, and then the last one. So I need health packs, take damage, so Vanguard. Namor. It's been a while since I played as him, so that would be fun. Deal 10,000 damage as any mutant. And then heal. Oh, that one's already almost done. Fuck yeah. Get that out of the way. Emma Frost. Okay, so Namor and Emma Frost. Beat enemies, summon monstro spawns. And then a Vanguard, take a bunch of damage. Yeah. Tackle a few of these all at the same time. Alright, so I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Skiddly bop. Doodly doo. Scoodly dweep. Widdly widdly bam. What? Disconnected. Take that, Bluetooth. I think maybe the battery was low on my little earbud. And I don't think it actually changed. Did it? Output device. No, we're good. All right, we are at 1 hour left still. Damn. All right, we can fit in quite a few more matches then, which is quite tasty. That was creepy. Sorry. I don't know why I would describe it in that way, but we still got some time to play the game. I know that was weird. I'm gonna do another rip bong toke bone rip. It's got to be a funny way to say that. Funnier, more funny. I'm gonna take another pot weed. What are the kids saying these days, you know? I don't know. If I was a kid, I think I'd probably be a little bit more obsessed with probably Goyles than I would the nuances of what to call smoking weed. I actually didn't, you know, little tidbit about me. I actually never smoked as a habit, because there are several times in my life when I have given it the old college try, but I never really liked it. Like, I didn't like how it made me feel. And if I can describe it, I don't know, it's hard to describe it. What would happen is I would smoke and then I would get like almost like a lump in my throat. I'm gonna get some water, I'll be right back. So like every time I would get high, and it wasn't every time. I guess maybe it was the first few times. And I'm guessing that this was just because I was unfamiliar with it. My body wasn't familiar with it. Wasn't used to it. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what feeling to expect. I think what I thought being high was like was more similar to being, I guess, tired. And I guess it's still kind of like that, but I didn't know what to expect. I didn't understand what was happening in my brain. Nowadays I do. Go fig. But no, it was when I started going to therapy, it was when I actually started learning stuff about myself that my therapist was like, "Do you smoke pot?" And I was like, "Nah. I've really been interested." Not on any kind of like moral or legal grounds, but just because, again, I when I was in my teen years, the only times that I would smoke, I would start feeling like weird and like I had a lump in my throat and like I couldn't necessarily breathe. It wasn't that I couldn't breathe, it was that I couldn't like swallow. Like I couldn't like, I had like a lump in my throat and I couldn't like, you know, human beings, like we swallow like just as a reflex, and like I couldn't do that. And so when I would have that natural reflex to just swallow, like when your mouth has too much saliva or whatever, when I would have that natural reflex to swallow, the saliva wouldn't go down, and it would cause like a almost subconscious like panic. I guess it was a conscious panic, but I would feel like I was too impaired to be able to do anything about it, so I felt like I didn't have any control over that feeling, and that's what freaked me out. And so I would kind of go into this little panic spiral, and I would either it would either just wear off, or I would get sick and throw up, and it was never any fun. Actually, vomiting is probably one of my least liked ever things that can just happen involuntarily. Ugh. Sucks so much. And like I will sit and suffer and just like hope that the feeling passes before I will let myself throw up. Like it is the worst. Like there is no worse sensation in the world to me. And I have had like this, you know, the form of torture where they shove like bamboo shoots up your fingernails, and like that's supposed to be like one of the most excruciating pains you can ever feel. I've had that happen to me, but like accidentally. And like I've had bamboo skewers, which are basically just bamboo shoots, which are just sharpened bamboo reeds. Like you take the bamboo, it's like hollow like that. Where's it? There you go. It's hollow like that, and you take the bamboo and you just pull off a thing, and you make it into like a little toothpick size, and you shave down the end like it's a skewer, like a bamboo skewer, and then the torture, you shove it under the guy's fingernails until it stops, and then a little further if you can. Barbaric, of course, not endorsing it, but that is what they used to do. And working in kitchens as long as I have absolutely accidentally shoved one of those bamboo skewers underneath my nail, and it has gone quite far. And to me, still throwing up is worse. That's how much I hate throwing up. Cannot stand it. Ugh. And like, as a result of that fear, I think I've probably done it a lot less than the average person. Like I can count on one single hand the times I've thrown up in my life. Obviously a lot more once I became older and less insecure about that kind of thing. Why am I even fucking talking about this? Such a weird topic of discussion. I got here myself. I don't know where. Oh my god. I was just talking about how I used to get paranoid when I used to get high when I was a kid, and now I guess I just go on tangents about getting sick. So strange. You know, I kind of figured that's what would appeal me to the masses. People just saw how fucking weird I was. Not like a sick, disturbing weird, but just weird, like, you know, you have, like, when you're kids, you have that like friend in the friend group who just disappears at weird times, relies on jokes for most of his discourse. Like, all the conversations seem like he's not taking anything super seriously, but you know, you check back on him a couple of years down the road and you see that he's doing something creative or artistic or some bullshit. Like, it could all be a mask, but it could also just be that they're a quirky human being. Yeah, I always liked to think of myself as that friend, but there's also a piece of me that believes that maybe I was just pretending to be. Oh, identity crisis. But at least I'm secure enough in myself and self-aware enough to know that. I'll take that as a win. Yeah, therapy. Alright, I gotta hurry this up. Okay. It's 1:14. Oh god. My wife's actually getting off at 2 today instead of at 3. I like to end at 2 normally so that I can, you know, just do a little bit of cleaning up and get the dogs organized and all that kind of shit. So today, I gotta be extra quick. Nothing that anyone watching has to worry about, of course. Still ending at the same time. Just gotta get my ducks in a row in my head here. I wish that it could, like, rotate between heroes. That'd be cool. Maybe that's a function, but I just don't know it yet. Like, if you have, like, just a favorite group of heroes that you enjoy. Well, I mean, I don't think what I said made sense, so I'm not gonna elaborate. Also, if you're watching this, you're watching this back and you don't normally watch my streams or videos, I am also open to collaborations, but I would like to focus those on debates. And I don't mean debate bro stuff. I mean, like, fun things like doing devil's advocate and, you know, making up scenarios and thought experiments and things. Like, I'm down to do debate bro stuff, but I just don't really have those skills. I don't have, like I think I may have lifted that the last time I did it a little too into the frame, but we'll check back on the on the footage when I watch it later. Whoops. But yeah, I don't aspire to be a debate bro. I'm just open to debating topics like is ScarJo ever gonna come back and do Black Widow stuff again? Which I would argue yes. But that kind of stuff, you know? Non-controversial topics. Or at least more like fun to debate topics. Like I said, I'm down for controversial stuff. If it's, you know, if you're going to try to talk to me about how you think the moon landing's fake, I'm down to engage with that. I would love to test my ability to research that topic. So that would be a fun challenge for me. I've never done, like, research for a debate or anything. That'd be fun. Or if you're the kind of person that's going to be like, religion's the only way to be moral, I would love to engage with that too. Yeah. So pretty much anything. Very few off the table things. Like, I'm not going to argue in favor of anything that is, like, morally reprehensible. Like, anyone who knows what that means can form the list in their mind. So I'm not gonna play devil's advocate for stuff like that. But like, if someone was like, are there cases where you would ever want to restrict freedom of speech? That's a bipartisan topic that I think that everyone can have things that they agree with each other on. So I think that'd be a good topic for debate. See, like, I don't know which side has more of a gripe, or I don't know. Just shooting this from the back of my subconscious onto the brain screen. brain screen. I'm gonna turn the camera off real quick and just give a quick cheers. And one moment, and then we'll get back to playing. I think we probably play 2 more matches at least. Okay, that one kind of burned a little bit. I think there is something to be said for vaping in that dabs at least taste cleaner, so even if they burn your throat, you still at least have a good taste in your mouth. And if it's good stuff, like if it's not just some random ass shatter, like if it's good stuff, ooh, like diamonds and sauce or diamonds or batter, butter, B-U-D. But yeah, the more kind of pale and crystalline looking it is, then it tends to be more pure. But I think people kind of like having those terps and like the more sophisticated flavor profiles. Not so much into that myself. But I guess I no longer work in cannabis, so don't really matter. Not sure why I said it like that. But I am my own man, Capitan. Boop. And we're back. I really wanted to get back into the mood of playing Schedule 1 again, but even at the price of my regular viewers, I'm feeling bored. And I think, it's about that time of just like the phase that I've been in. I've been playing like those simulation management games a lot lately, and I go through these phases. And since Rivals is kind of feeling more fresh to me now, I think the phase is entering the shooting phase. I'm entering the shooting phase. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Maybe reinstall Battlefield, or maybe I'll reinstall COD. I don't know. We shall see. My skills definitely are not where they used to be. So maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't. Maybe I'll be good, maybe I won't. I don't need to be recording anymore. Okay, what it was Namor and Emma Frost. And she's a Vanguard, so that'd be good for like the shield and shit. Just take damage for that task. So we'll start with her, I guess, then. Because I think the other one, the one that's specifically for her. Oh, and Mutant. Okay, yeah.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Hey-ya!
The higher the pressure,
Insta-lock.
the diamond.
Wish I had a skin for her. I don't know if there are any good ones. Oh, there's one Generation X, I think. Don't remember. I wish I could play Spider-Man like how I've seen
X-Men. I don't
some people playing him. They got some pretty crazy potential.
Get ready.
Gotta be honest, not so crazy about
Wham,
symbiotes now that
wham,
I visited.
Wham, wham, wham.
One where they all tried to eat me?
I think Emma Frost is kind of cool in the comic, but I don't think I've ever seen her
The battle starts
depicted
in 5,
that well.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I didn't know Spider Zero was like actually here, but that's cool.
When Doom sees me, he's gonna be shaking in his faceplate.
I like that.
Get that vehicle to its destination.
Didn't know that was a thing. Show me your crystal self.
Our enemies are heaping
Get out of here. Get out of here. My friends are not your toys. Has he yet to turn into Hulk? Are people just like, is that a thing now? Yeah, I think that's a thing now. Because I don't think that used to be a thing where they, where people would wait to become Hulk. I don't even really know if that makes sense to me. Because isn't that like kind of a bigger health bar? If you, no, I guess you wait till you get low health. And then turn into him, and then maybe that's like,
Peter Quill.
you get a little bit of a bigger health pool that way.
You're halfway there.
I don't know.
Keep going. We're almost there.
I guess I'll try it next time I play as Hulk.
Judge, jury.
No, I don't want that.
executioner.
Ooh, ouch.
Our success is woven into the web.
Almost there. Don't turn back now. Assistance.
Banner! No, don't put on a show. She heals too much when she puts on a show.
This queen's reign
My Bluetooth
isn't
is
over.
just not being reliable right now. I want to get some of those monitors that I've seen that are like the professional ass ones. Professional ass monitor. I keep it on him because if I don't, it doesn't increase my damage.
Everyone needs Spider-Zero's help. Onward.
I was fine.
Okay. Calm down. It's not spider time. It's not spider time. It is not spider time.
You did your part.
It's not spider time. No sir. Don't try to spider time me. It will not do. Banner. Time to die, Banner.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the
Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude.
friends. Gather around.
A shield opened. Your feast has come to an end.
Doesn't know how to use her diamond form. She's diamond formless.
Mental domination.
Judge, jury.
What happens when that? I feel like. Oh no! He was just right there on me, right in there in my face. And I didn't. I could. Why?
Of the goddess!
Oh, damn it. I think I probably should have gone into diamond form on that one.
Double kill! That's 3! We are undefeatable!
I was fine. Thank you.
Oh, I like how I came out of diamond form early. That was good.
Disappear!
I haven't hit any of my hits. Son of a bitch.
To fight alone.
I'm just spamming buttons, I think. That's the potweed's fault.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that rift soon. Hopefully, we still exist.
I mean, just get rid of your...
I was fine.
I don't know why you're eating all that.
The god of thunder!
Keep going!
Keep that up, Namor, and you
Sorry.
can earn yourself a queen.
No, please. Don't kill me.
Watch out for Punisher's turret.
Where? Where is it?
Almost
Oh,
there.
see, I just... I don't know why I'm doing it.
Did you even train for this?
I mean, it worked out that time. But it's not gonna work out every time. I gotta stop. Oh, stop relying on that.
I was fine.
Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Not to kneel.
You're welcome.
I should not have lived through that, but I'll accept it. I'm getting a lot of grace. No, cancel. No. That prime thing activated. Don't activate. Cancel. I don't know what happened. I was just talking about how good I am at this game. No. Yeah, see. Again, I think the point I was trying to make is that I'm getting way too much grace from my team for being as badly performing as I have been. That's cool. That's teamwork.
Jury!
Oh no!
Executioner!
At least I know to run away from that. And how have I missed every one of those, like,
We are
things, you know? See, this is what I was afraid of. I can't talk at the same time as do this. Difficult. I always keep forgetting that I have third ability.
You stopped, Zero. Keep pushing forward.
chin up. I need assistance.
I love her diamond form. So fun. Sounded like such a nerd when I said that. I'm okay with it.
Frank's gone full turret mode. You get a web, and you get a web, and you get a web.
This is your big chance.
Yeah, stop. I keep ending it early. I don't know. I think it's just like a nervous response, you know? Nervous system response. Damn, he wasted that.
Keep that up, Namor, and you may
Whoops.
overcompensating again, friend.
Oh, she was a little spicy there to Namor.
I suppose that helped.
Another epic victory.
We win! Congratulations! I think I probably helped somewhat. How did we do? Oh damn, got the most KOs, girl. I'll take that with a spoonful of sugar. Keep it going. It's only 134. Fuck yeah. Gotta make sure my phone is charged. Jump into this battle as a substitute. Uh-oh. Somebody was toxic. Oh, that won't charge. That's why. I get it. I know why I did that now. We don't have a Vanguard. No, we do have a Vanguard. We don't have a County Storm.
Control seized. The area's almost yours.
Whee! Whee! I don't know why I activated that now, but darn it, I did it. I'm gonna stick to it. Robot spider nest. Very weird term.
Hold still. I'm trying to help. Control lost. Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Hey, yeah. Changing positions.
Someone exterminate these bots.
Shields up.
A little bit of area denial there.
The bots won't be bothering us now.
No big deal. Right, like I mean, I get that they're close, you know, and they have lost him over the years. It's weird to be that, like, I don't know what I'd do if I lost you. I mean, you carry on. You'd probably maybe go to therapy for a little bit.
Wow, 4 in a row.
I wish I was the one getting 4 in a row. Well, there's a hard-fought 3-minute battle. We made it through.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
I got to contribute a little bit. Really all about, really about all I can say about it. Well deserved. Yeah, the graphics really did suffer from the settings, didn't they? Oh, you don't have to be a bad about it, you know? You don't have to be a bad sport. No need for that. No, sir. I am anti-toxicity.
You'll need a
But that's just
top
because I'm an old
team to
man
win
and
this
I'm not
one.
very good at the game, so I have to make, you know, excuses to
Those who oppose
be
me
held
shall be
accountable
left to
sometimes.
drown in my wake.
for my terrible performance. I haven't done too bad though. Today, today's been a series of some pretty decent performances, even if the team didn't win. I know that's the point anyway, but I'd like for the team to win. Because if you're really a good teammate, you can carry your team. If you suck. I guess? I don't know. Shouldn't be expected to. I don't know.
You are in the presence
All
of
else
royalty.
equal.
You would be wise to show
30
some
seconds before you
respect.
attack. Get ready.
Wing!
Ah, my dear sweet Susan Storm.
It's Richard
Okay.
Namor, as you are well aware.
Don't need
The two of us have been brought together here for a greater purpose.
don't need to bring that
Wow.
into it,
Your
okay?
motivation
I already know what happened between the two.
The battle starts in 5,
Worry about it.
4,
It's not Dr.
3, 2, one. Clearly, if the Montesi formula eliminates vampires, why are
Hiya.
our allies reluctant to use it?
I once decimated an entire species through an act of magic. I
Hiya.
understand their hesitation. They look like they mean business.
I'm gonna summon the hell out of some Monstro spawn.
Double KO.
Get summoned, spawns.
Maximo, the mutant's lab shows
I don't, there's not a whole lot of heroic things I can say to with little monsters. My little monster turrets.
it will be nice to see Avengers.
You little guys.
Vortex field. Focus on the battle. You're halfway there. Keep going.
Is it weird that I always like hated it when heroes would like announce their skills? Focus blast.
That is much better.
It's like you're like announcing what you're about to do.
Shooting from afar. Coward.
Smart move, no? Very nitpicky, but I'll stand by it.
Your king.
Ha.
There. Don't turn back now.
I have broken that accursed beacon.
I do jump a lot for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is.
Denizens of the deep.
The vehicle reached
Another
the
nervous
checkpoint.
tick, maybe, you know?
Momentum.
Bluetooth, why?
Can you call
See, I think people underestimate the little monstro spawn guys sometimes.
This is real firepower.
Because they can, like, they're like, oh, almost spit little, they spit little inky, almost spit little ink stuff things at you and wear down your health from your own front line. It's pretty cool.
Here they are. Denizens of the deep.
Nice work, Nate.
Hit monstro spawn.
Hello, little friend. We're here to help.
I think that the number one like focuses the attacks of the monstro spawn. I don't know what that is.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
I know we're doing okay with them. I think I probably will have finished that task. Like challenge or whatever. Get him. Get him, boys.
I'm counting on
Oh,
You belong to me.
let's not get in the path of his thing there.
almost there. Don't turn back now.
Our foes have found us.
Well done, Giganto.
I never anticipate hitting anyone with that. I have always been super shitty at landing those. Like in what is it, Paladins or I think Paladins was the game. Oh no, it was Smite. I always had trouble landing the Poseidon ultimate. Because it's like sort of the same deal. Oh, two nasty hits.
Denizens of the deep. You're truly fit to be a queen, Susan.
Help, friends.
Consider yourself.
Ella did not stand a chance.
Are we moving toward the tower or not?
You know you're always safe with me, Herbie.
Ahead.
I have not been very good at moving the tower. I will admit that shortcoming. And I will rectify.
You don't have to fight alone.
Put the octopuses directly on it. Octopies. Octopitals.
Wash our foes away. That is much better.
Nope.
That's it. Don't let anything stand in your way.
One. Shabam!
Mighty
Anyone willing to help? Friends, gather around.
Oh, nice. I won't complain about that. He just kind of walked right in the middle of it. That was just the most perfect that it could have been. Enjoyable.
That is much better.
I need assistance.
The moon.
And that shield doesn't like bring back the health you just lost, buddy. Oh, oh, I just jumped onto a collapsing building. That was unnecessary. They pushed us back.
You cannot wash your hands of Namor.
Dude, like, he's so thirsty. I mean, you know who he was talking to, right?
We need not fear the Ark anymore. Get that vehicle moving again.
That is much
Venom.
again.
No, no, no.
Double KO. Shields up.
I think he actually has the same, almost the same exact powers as, or not powers, regular attacks as Poseidon did, now that I mention it. In, what was that game against, Smite? No, it wasn't Smite. I think it was Paladins. Like, it wasn't like a 1-to-1, Poseidon type character. It was kind of like a ripoff of that concept. He had like he had like a trident or something. I don't remember exactly. It was like a spear or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was a game from, you know, that era, high res or whatever. But I don't remember exactly what it was. It was a hero based something or other, you know, like they all. I gotta spawn the little monsters before I use that. I kill and then I run. I kill and then I run.
This should protect me. Cleanse this place.
Kill and then I run. Kill and then I run. I have to remind myself not to overextend.
Protect your king. Wash our foes away.
Hello, little friend. We're here to help.
Is the whistle? Damn, I can't even talk. Jesus Christ. Is the whistle? Is that the
Born again.
octopi sending the like the attention, or he's sending them the message to attack
Double KO.
the guy that I just hit? Because that is hilarious.
Let it go to your
So
head.
we win! Yay!
Another epic victory.
I think I did help with that one. Feel good. Emporium Matron. How'd we do? I got the most KOs. Whoa, 44. Look at that. Relentless offense. 12,000 damage. I will not complain about that. It's pretty darn good. I mean, is that, I don't know objectively if that's good, but it looks good. All right, are we complete? No? Health packs. So a Vanguard. Heal health, like heal your own health? If so, then why don't we pick a hero that can heal the damage that they take? Who heals? Does he heal? You have a heal? I would assume that it counts if other people heal you, so it doesn't really necessarily need to be a hero that can heal. Oh, I think he does. No, it's bonus health. Which is, you know, that's fine. I'm not expecting, but it would be cool. Oh, does he? I haven't even seen his abilities. I don't know. Clobbering time. Doesn't look like it. And then bonus health. Okay, that's fine. No biggie. He definitely doesn't heal. He has bonus or shield. She has damage reduction. Airborne. Oh, that's for his melee. Ow, my back hurts. Oh. And the shoulder. Nope. Okay. Nope. Okay, so none of them have like a self heal, it seems like. Did that change? I feel like that might have changed at some point. Maybe I just remembered incorrectly, but I could have sworn at least one of them had a self-heal. But I guess not. Hi. Hello. G G G G G G. That's the name of one of my dogs. G G G G G G G G G. Anti-heal. Does that mean you do heal? Nope. 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 Okay, fine. Bonus health. Oh, healing over time. All right, sounds good. Oh, is that something that I can purchase with whatever the things I have? Do I have enough things? Nope. Okay, fine, that's fine. We will trust. We will trust in the process. I actually kind of hope that this is a in-progress battle because I spent a lot of time looking at those heroes. Damn it!
I'm here to finish the fight that my father began. I hope I make him proud.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and shut the stream down now so that I can just go ahead and close the game when my wife comes home because I'm going to cross over into her doing so. So I don't want her to come in and be like, oh, hey, what's going on? And then I'm streaming. It's the whole thing. So thank you very much if you stop by. And this match is for you. Go out and enjoy the sun. Have a beer or other things. Coffee. I don't know. Fuck. No one in here. Have a good day. If you stop by to see the VOD, then thank you. And tune in.